Thought I would give you a virtual tour of my studio. We're in the Solar Arts building in the Northeast Minneapolis Arts District, and I've been in this building for about 6 years in 3 different spaces. Right now, this is my solo space that I sometimes share with Marcy Conrad Nutt, and I also right now have a really great guest artist, Drew Hammond, who does this amazing work with history and jazz and blues. He's got a great story with all of these. My space is pretty small, so the camera gets a little hard to catch it. It's about 8.5 feet wide, about 16 feet long, and I have a lot of different styles. Most of it's watercolor, ink wash, kind of a medium that has a mind of its own. You might see influences of architecture. I'm an architect by day and an artist by night. I love my job as an architect. That is always a group endeavor, so it's nice to have one thing that it's more of a solo endeavor where I get to explore different ideas, textures, techniques. I love to teach, and I really love art. I've always loved art. I was that kid in high school that was always drawing and always getting in trouble. Each one of these pieces has a story to it. It's really, really important for me to catch the narrative of a piece. I love when a piece brings different narrative. Like I paint a lot of pencils. This is a painting that's a 4-foot long pencil, and I have gotten so many great stories of what that reminds people of, and very often it's a lot deeper than what I was thinking of. Some pieces in process. This saw in particular is one that I'm almost finished with. It's life size. It was my great-grandfather's and grandfather's saw. And in Drew's work, as I said, he's really, really knowledgeable on jazz and blues, and he's got these amazing stories that go along with all of these, such as the instrument as a protagonist, and a lot of stuff that he'll do much better justice to than I would. If you know my work at all, it is probably this big, goofy mix between a muscle car and a dinosaur. The T-Rex, I've sold prints of these for $150 for a very long time. One of the first pieces, you hear an Arkansas accent. I'm looking to get this licensed with the University of Arkansas. So these are prints along the wall. This is a piece of Marcy's work. We had prints made of this. And we've had so many wonderful stories that came out of this piece too. And a lot of my work is plein air, urban sketching. So this was sketched. This is 1 cup of coffee's worth of sketch while my kid ran around. From figure drawing class stuff, these 2 particular pieces were done during a service, like from start to finish, based on the sermon. That was nervous and fun, and I have just a ton of different sketches. I try to paint or sketch every day. This is an example of one of the class sketches, a demo that I did during class. They're in White Bear. White Bear Center for the Arts has been a place that I've taught at for a long time. This particular piece was sent out as my firm's holiday card, and then one day in Rice Park, which is the circle you see there, I did a smaller sketch of that entry. These 2 pieces, this one 2nd or 3rd place watercolored and division 2 years ago at the state fair. I just could not believe that. I was so happy just to get in. And in this pencil was accepted this last year. It didn't win anything, but the watercolor stuff is just jaw-dropping. I really love doing these abstracts, just to see what the pigments, I've called letting the pigments hold their counsel. And just it's a good way to learn your palette, and it's also it's really amazing to see what the medium will do if you let the medium speak for itself. These are a couple of pieces that were inspired by a huge work. I mean, like 10 foot tall by like 30 feet long at the Minneapolis Institute of Arts of a Japanese artist, and just blew me away. So this one is kind of evocative of the mountainscapes that you see with the little villages, except I put my little modern cities in there. And this is walnut ink with a little bit of bronze metallic pigment in it. And the same thing here, maybe the sunlight you can see some of the glitter, but it's an ink wash. And when you're doing it, it's just jet black, so you don't know exactly what's going to come out. So you set it up for success, and some of it does its own thing. So that's kind of a quick tour. There's, like I said, each one of these pieces has a story to it. But this is sort of my nirvana. This is a great place to spend time and just explore ideas and just be. All right, thank you, and I hope that was entertaining. Thanks.